Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Zurich. Mark and Eddie here in Switzerland. First things up, just do a quick sound check. It's a bit blowy across the terrace, as you can probably hear. Not as windy as you've had it in the UK. What's that there? What's that there? Oh, I missed it. We've had a world of pain technically, so apologies that we're streaming in 720p. We've decided to go with that and see how we do. We've got some other locations to have a look at later, but there's a lot of metalwork around here and we're just not getting what we want, having spent about an hour and a half trying different configurations of different sims in just different devices. Anyway, that's my mea culpa. I'm not in the chat either. This is sounding like a tale of woe. So my easel for my tablet is in my suitcase that's in a stored luggage locker here at Zurich. So I'm concentrating on trying to watch the drop rate on the stream. Word on the sound?
Yeah, first of all, good afternoon from me, Eddie. I think folks can hear us judging by the fact people are saying good afternoon, but we haven't any specific sound feedback yet, so if you could just give us a little indication in the chat that you can hear us and that the sound is at least relatively pleasurable to hear.
Yeah, we'll try and build on that.
Hot day here in Zurich, but the wind is getting quite gusty in our terminal. How would you describe our position, Mark? Are we terminal side or are we terminal top?
Kind of feel we're terminal top. So for those who know Zurich, we are on observation deck B, which is a fabulous location, but very much our first attempt at streaming here, and signal wise a couple of things just haven't worked out the way we'd hoped, so we've gone with what we can to get something to share with you, and then we'll build on that as we go.
So news from the chat, Mark, which I'm sure will be good to your ears, is that the sound is good, or at least getting through to the ears back home.
Yeah, does that mean that you think my sound is not good?
No, from where I'm standing it's perfect.
He's had to sit next to me on a plane for 2.5 hours pretending to be asleep.
I did try to put on the headphones to give a subtle passive-aggressive hint that I was in no mood for conversation that early in the morning, but those fell on deaf ears from Mark's point of view.
Always deaf ears from Mark's point of view. I'm just going to see if we can get focus on the inbound aircraft. See how we do.
Some love being shown towards the flying chair, as in the Swiss airline chair. CHAIR with the CH in a different font colour. That was a new airline for me, a pleasant surprise. Hadn't come across it until touching down here in Zurich. We were speaking to a travel enthusiast earlier when we arrived, and he speculated it's a low-cost airline chair, but obviously not being local, I won't be able to say. Perhaps someone in the chat can put us right. So, talking of the chat, I suppose the emphasis would be on me, Mark, to go for the good afternoon.
Yeah, so sorry folks, I've really got to stay focused on the kit. So hello to everybody. I'll try and pitch in where I can.
So, from the top of the chat as I see it, and again, if we're missing something, please just bear with us as we're watching that Turkish depart. It's operating out of your comfort zone when you come to a new airport like this, but very exciting all the same. So good afternoon to you, Deborah Speller, Nell W, Alibi 58, Les Donaldson, and Becky Davis, Paul's Hijinks. Good afternoon to you all. Yorkshire Biker, one of our members' quiz lucky winners, wasn't he, Yorkshire?
Well, he won the keyring.
The keyring
First of
prize.
all.
You've got to be in it to win it.
Tell you what, the model shop here at the observation deck is absolutely insanely good. For those that are in the Facebook group, I'll put some pictures up later. Eddie and I have taken quite a few, so we'll just stick them all up when we get back to the hotel. That might be a bit hazy for you. The heat here is absolutely fantastic. I think we're talking temperatures of 28, 29 degrees, but it's been stored up by the concrete all day, and it's... Oh, Eddie's on the money. Eddie's on the roll. I'm just going to put this slightly long while I check a couple of settings.
And I'll continue with the good afternoons. Good afternoon to you, HGC. Nice use of those Swiss Air emojis.
Oh yeah, we put some emojis together, team. My head's that scrambled. Hope you like them. It was very much a tea time enterprise yesterday.
So yeah, do feel free to get them in the chat should you be one of the members. Good afternoon to you, Carl Johnston and DB Bassman. Where's the Toblerone emoji? Might be one that we...
I ate it.
I'll let this Swiss Embraer go and take a punt. No, I'm not. Tell me in the chat, is that an Embraer 195?
I think it's an Embraer. I think it is a 190 personally.
190.
See what the chat say.
So yes, good afternoon to you, DB Bassman. We can have a think about that Toblerone emoji for our Sunday stream potentially. And I keep going down. Good afternoon to you, Tina York, Mark Sanderson, Brian Pounder, Soldier, Becky Davis. I think I've said hello to you already, but if not, hello again. I'm losing it now. Hats off to you, Mark, how you do this regularly. I think I've said Mark's.
You did a cracking job, Eddie.
To
be fair to Eddie, just interjecting, when I went to pick him up at 3:30 this morning, he was actually outside the front door ready for me, sheltering from the rain.
Eddie's always ready for an away day. Mandy H, good afternoon to you.
Hi Mandy, and we'll try and get in the chat a little bit now. I think we might be settling.
Stephen Marchant, good afternoon. He says, good afternoon lads, looks a lot better weather than in the northeast. I should hope so. Given the fact we left when it was meant to be stormy weather. And Keith Cornell says, Guten Nachmittag. I'm thinking good afternoon. I always thought that was Guten Abend, but you put me right, Keith.
I tell you what, I'm glad Mel W is in the show. Oh, this post needs moving. Let's just wait the other side of it. Incoming aircraft. I will grab it for you as it comes out the other side. It's going to be a bit hazy in these conditions. Idle device. Oh, wait on.
There's the chair.
Weather conditions are absolutely gorgeous, folks. Proper deck chair territory. But I think we'll have to take sun cream breaks, Eddie and I.
I'm not even minding the wind because the wind's actually cooling me down. Although I suppose...
Sorry about the erratic panning there. I thought I saw something that beat me. So if you're not familiar with Zurich, there's the tower. Now remember, Plane Sailing Aviation members, could be a quiz question in the future.
Memorise that tower.
Yeah, where have you seen it before? Our hotel, just for random background information, is somewhere over there. We'll try and vector in on that later. The BizJet Park is over here. I did have the runway orientations all lined up in my head as well. And when we arrived, there was stuff whizzing around everywhere, weren't there, Eddie?
Say that again, Mark.
There was stuff whizzing around everywhere when we got here.
Yeah. I think the next departure we're expecting, so the perspective we currently have is optimal for the long haul departures, the heavies. And we're expecting an Emirates A380 to be departing relatively soon, if I've interpreted flight radar correctly. Anyway, back to the chat, because there are plenty of good afternoons still to do. Gary Fleming, good to see you. Jim 33. Unfortunately, Jim's isolating with COVID, but
yeah, Jim and his family are all struck with it.
Yeah, Sorry to hear that, Jim. Mohawk, Scotland. Nice to see you too. Tony Cage, good afternoon.
Eddie's having a great old time running things.
I'm trying my best. Melody R. Hello.
Hi Melody.
Hello.
Hi everybody that's been named so far.
Yeah, I do lose track a little bit. So Brian Pounder, this could be your second hello, or it could be your first. Either way.
It's your second.
Good to see you again. I'm very pleased to see you.
Hi Bri. Hey Eddie, I've got a mission for you. The plane that I've currently got on camera.
You don't want to be tasking me with many more missions.
Just have to wave while you talk to folks.
I've got to wave
when he gets closer.
Good afternoon to Hammy, who's straight in with a telescope VAR check. He says he thought the chair was a telescope on the short runway.
There's no telescopes accepted today. It's mental.
Melody are showing some love towards the Zurich air traffic control tower. Terry the artist, good afternoon to you.
Sorry Eddie, go again.
That was a good afternoon to Terry the artist.
Oh, very good.
That the Swiss Embraer aircraft passing drowned out, perhaps. And then I'm just about caught up. Bob Foxwell saying it's an A220, the earlier Swiss that passes, and maybe even that one too. In fact, I will hazard a guess that that is an yes, people are saying it is an A220. That was a bad shout from me. And it's a good afternoon to Nick Gray, who's joining us from Iceland today.
Nick, I've loved your photographs on Twitter. Absolutely excellent.
So I am all caught up, so I'm going to briefly
just ask Nick while he's, well, I'll ask. Nick, what's it like as an experience, Iceland? Because it's somewhere I've often wondered about. Full of geezers.
So while we're contemplating pros of Iceland, let's see, have I read Flight Radar 24 correctly? And we are expecting yes, we are expecting an A380 around about, well, scheduled to have already departed at 3:25, estimated now at 3:38. Of course, I think I'm talking to you in Swiss time. Back home, that'll be 2:28.
Eddie, this would count as a telescope in normal times.
Okay, let's just lay some telescope ground rules out here, guys. I mean, we're on a fantastic plane spotting location, so if you are able to get out to Zurich, highly recommend the experience. And why I'm saying that, in front of us, they've actually got, it's probably hard for you to focus on, but they've actually got a runway graphic that explains to you when runways were built, when they were opened, which way they're facing. And I suppose why I've made that link from telescopes to the runways is they've got 2 active takeoff runways. Visually, I would say the short-haul aircraft are taking off on the one that we're more likely to commit telescope or potential telescope controversies with, and the long-haul ones are going to take off right in front of us, actually starting to gear up literally in front of us right here, which we might get to see quite soon, I'm hoping, with the A380. So basically, I'm just getting our telescope excuses in early, that they do shoot out from behind the terminal, the short-haul aircraft. And obviously the landing is going on the far end on runway 14 currently.
Oh, we've got an Air Serbia pushback, I see.
Right, so without further ado, back into the chat to keep you, Mark, up to date.
Oh, hang on a minute. That's the other thing we need to cover. So I'm going to put it in my pocketbook. I think it's the first thing I've seen, but because we have got no signal bandwidth at all, hardly, I'm running without fireworks. The sharp-eyed amongst you will have noticed that we've only just put the location and time clock up, just feeling our way along. So I've got no fireworks, but I see Mohawk, Scotland, 3 months, is that right?
I've missed that one if that came up, but I'm sure you're correct. I'm
Well, I hope I am. So, thank you so much, Mohawk Scotland, for your loyalty. Oh dear, my tablet's gone mad. Yeah, Mohawk Scotland. Telescope rules sound like telescope excuses.
You're spot on. That is exactly
but
what
they have the same. They have exactly the same powers.
Yeah. Thank you for your continued support, Mohawk.
And your sympathy.
Yes.
Right, we've got somebody on finals. I'm not sure which runway that's feeding on. Runway 16, isn't it? Looking
Runway
at the graphic.
14.
14, sorry. Thanks, Eddie. His eye is in.
European airfields just feel, or at least compared to the ones that we frequent back in the United Kingdom, they just feel a lot more vast. I mean, the last away trip I was on was in Madrid, and again,
He only goes on the vast trips.
multiple runways.
So the plane that is on finals is what? Oh, try and get in a minute, it's too hot and hazy.
We'll come to that. Michelle Johnson, good afternoon to you.
Hi Michelle. Try and get into the chat a bit more now. I'll be in the chat plenty Sunday, but everything's in our stored locker.
We are very much on the ragged edge, just arrived, jumped off a plane. Mark was...
A behind the scenes video would have been a cracking idea,
yeah.
because you'd see all the veins that were popping out of my blooming head earlier on.
We're testing times. I mean, I have the very luxurious role on this team of being more of just a general chatter, but I could see you are really under the cosh trying to get the signal.
Usually when we go somewhere new, there's some new problem, but we went to Swisscom, bought an extra SIM. They said it had got no restrictions, which I believe, but it's just not a great spot for a signal, and we've been tinkering around like metal detector tourists.
Good afternoon to Alan Lee,
Hi Alan.
watching from the northeast of England, and he compliments your nice camera work.
I don't know about that, I'm still getting my eye in. Thanks Alan though, you're a sport.
And due to...
Oh, there's trees need pruning. Oh, what's that all about?
Due to our signal strength, we're going to have to do another virtual fireworks. This time to Brian Pounder, who has been a member with us for 7 months now. He says,
7
love
months?
this, Mark and Eddie. Mods are good. Thank you for your support, continued, and for your kind words, Brian.
7 months is it, Brian?
7 months.
Brian, thank you so much, buddy. We should get the fireworks back for Sunday, but we've got a lot more homework to do between time.
Well, Hammy says he's holding fire. He's not putting up his year membership.
Yeah, he's on.
Till it gets
He's gone
started.
gold.
He's gone gold.
He's working on platinum, but he's definitely turned gold. I know last time we streamed, he got 4 days till he tipped gold. I tell you what, this is windy as hell, isn't it?
It is getting gusty.
Is that a 330 over yonder that's just grazing past the Swiss hangar? I'm
Let's
just going to.
give folks a look at the Swiss hangar.
Yeah, let's do that.
They're quite proactive, my first impression, with getting aircraft on tug and bringing them and parking them away off the stand here. There's been a few.
So there's the Swiss hangar. You'll hear a lot more wind because this is exactly the direction the wind is coming from.
Yeah.
Sunday's forecast is truly appalling, or it was last I looked, certainly for the first part of the day. Probably like many folks in the UK have had to stomach today in terms of rain, perhaps not so much with the wind.
Good afternoon to you, Mikey, who says, hey guys, just tuning in, been working.
Hey Mikey.
Wonderful show, what a rare delight. Thanks lads. Well, thank you for joining us. We're certainly enjoying ourselves. It's
Yeah.
a nice place to plane spot.
And as I was saying earlier on, for benefit of people who've joined, we obviously don't normally stream in 720p, but with that many problems getting a reliable signal, it's made more sense to, let's just come out for a second while that passes the lamppost, made more sense to step down and hopefully have continuity than
well, it would have been
gamble.
a shame not to bring some of these awesome shots to you guys. So something's better than nothing.
Oh yeah, Definitely that, Eddie. We've come too far to come away empty-handed. We may put up a bonus show tomorrow as well, back end of the day. We'll see how it all goes. Want to try something different ahead of Sunday.
So an update on that A380, we're now expecting it to depart local time here in Zurich at 3:58, so that'd be 2:58 if you're joining or watching the show from the United Kingdom.
You okay for sun cream? Are you?
I'm fully creamed up.
Yeah. What time is it now?
It is 15:41 local time in Zurich.
15:41. 3:30 we'll change over for sun creams.
4:30 then.
Well, whichever time, an hour, 40 odd minutes from now. I'm confused. Help. Anyway, Nell W, she sent an absolutely, blimey, look at the speed of the pushback. How rapide. The wind is literally panning the shot. It's moving the camera.
Nice, refreshing to the eyes tap there, Portugal. We don't see those at Newcastle or Edinburgh as it prepares to go head to head with what I think is a, and we're going Swiss or an Edelweiss? I'm going Swiss because there's no red nose on that.
That's a Swiss.
Yeah.
The flag doesn't cover the whole of the tail. It's like it's been pre-shrunk.
Lovely comment from Michelle saying, "Hi guys, love following your flight earlier. A nice photo, Mark."
Oh, thanks, Michelle. I was so touched to see you've been following us.
Yes.
I suppose it makes sense just to check we turned up at the right place.
Yeah, it's always good to second double check.
I think even Mrs. PSA is relieved that we've said we are actually in Zurich, because I booked the travel. Go on, tell the team what you said to me about me at the airport and how it's a mystery how I get anywhere.
Well, obviously, you know, Mark mostly does these streams. I don't know how, but he manages to do them as a one-man band entity, home and abroad. And my observations of his check-in and security and boarding processes. There goes the Air Serbia. In Edinburgh, I'm amazed he ever gets anywhere, if I'm honest with you. I felt like he
made me laugh.
I was his minder or something today, was the sensation I was having.
Well, you certainly weren't my carer.
But that was another word that came to mind.
I got a proper telling off. And it wasn't a caring one.
It's all in the past now.
What, all forgotten kind of thing?
It's all forgotten.
Yeah.
Debbie says, "Good afternoon, guten Tag." Guten Tag to you, Debbie.
Anyway, I've got to complete the anecdote that I got involving Nell W. So she sent me basically a video teaching you how easy German is to master. Sent it on to you. You've got to watch it tonight if you've not seen it yet. Hilarious.
So you should be able to speak German already.
When you watch the video, you'll understand why Nell sent it to me.
Ah, okay.
It's about right, isn't it, Nell?
Is it like sort of the video version of German for Dummies or something like this, is it, Mark?
It's more creatively expressed than that.
I look forward to watching that later on.
It's a proper hoot.
So Keith Connell is keen to find out what our flight number is on Sunday afternoon evening to check if the Edelweiss flight would go over his house and he can get an overhead shot. We'll have to get that one to you on Sunday, Keith, I think on the top of our heads. I'd be amazed, given what I've witnessed of Mark this morning, if you can remember the flight number for Sunday's...
I ain't got a clue.
We'll have to get that one to
This
you
is a seat of your pants production, and with all this technical issue we've had, I'm not even sure I can remember where the hotel is.
So, more virtual fireworks for Nell W. And she says, happy to be back with you all.
Oh, it's smashing to have you back, Nell W.
16 months supporting the channel now. So
oh, that puts you on the very top step. 16 is the...
It's still gold by the looks of it, I think.
But you made the badges. Isn't there some platinum in there?
I think it goes platinum before gold, and then the ultimate prize is having the Plane Sailing Aviation logo next to your name, where it goes black.
Ah.
Well, that was what I was thinking when I made the badges all those months ago. Les Donaldson keeping us right that we are expecting an Edelweiss A340 to be departing in around about half an hour.
Roger that.
So, for those just joining us, what perspective we have here on top of the terminal is, as you can see now, some short hauls jetting out from runway 28, that's 28, runway 28, and as we settle into the show, I'll be giving you some more intel on where they're going and the aircraft types. And then we're expecting some heavy hitters such as the Emirates A380, the very iconic, largely I'd say due to its scarcity in the sort of types world, A340 and Edelweiss livery departing in around about half an hour as well.
Thinking of getting that in model. They've got that in the model shop. It's
I think
blinding.
that's the only choice when in Rome.
It's not. There's a really good stripy Condor.
Do we like?
No, I know Les is in the show, and I don't know if Rab's in the show. I've not heard you call Rab out.
I don't think I've seen Rab. If I have, I apologise to you, Rab.
I can't remember if Alibi was pro stripe or against. I think he's more pro in the right colour, not Hibs colours kind of thing. Yeah, look, he looked a Bobby Dazzler. Do you know what? I'm just going to jump in the chat momentarily while nothing's moving. Let's check this.
So where I'm up to in the chat, if you can find Nell W's member for 16 months, and then that will give me a chance to dip into Flight Radar and have a look and see.
Right, Nell W for 16 months. Oh, roger that.
Okay, there's the chat handover.
So Tony Cage, we've said hi Tony, hi Les, hi Alibi. I've heard all of those names. Michelle, Daniel Watkins. I think Daniel was in earlier on at the beginning. Daniel, my head's a shed. Good afternoon from Mark if Eddie's not already covered it. Hi to Debbie, Keith Cornell, I know you've spoken to. Richard Coles, hello to you. And thanks for your kind words, mate. Of course, tablet's gone red hot. Yorkshire Biker, good man, how you doing? Tell you what, this is possibly like what a turkey feels like in an oven. For such a blowy day, it is red hot.
Ooh, talking of stripy Condors.
Hang on a minute. I like Alibi's comment. If you ain't in Zurich, Rab H must have been your pilot. I don't know. Come on, Rab. Where are you? You've got to back your corner.
Clear your name. Anyway, talking of stripy Condors, we're going to see a Condor in red and white stripes. So not going to be a popular one back in the tune. Newcastle United, Sunderland and all that.
Well, it's quite good in the red and white one, isn't it? I'm not a big red stripy person, but it's pretty good. Yanis Mutafis, hello Yanis.
So we're going to be seeing that Condor red and white stripe departing shortly to Palma de Mallorca.
Oh, and Gary Fleming as well. Hi Gary, I don't think we've said hi. Who says Hibs colours are better there? Oh, hang on a minute, we've got a cracking picture as well for Les Donaldson involving a Pegasus of all planes. Ah, Tony Cage says Hibs colours are better for Condors.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. I'm scrupulously neutral.
On the fence. Now,
Carl Shield, member for 1 month, so that's where we'll hand over. So, Carl, fantastic to have you with us.
Second that, Carl.
I'm sure you've had longer than that, member-wise, but it's great to have you with us, mate. It really is. Right.
So I believe the Star Alliance that is taxiing towards us currently is head-on, so we can't appreciate its Star Alliance livery at this point, although we will see it shortly.
We'll give it a go.
I think this is the aircraft we arrived on earlier. It's been, it's come, it's gone again, and it's back again.
Crikey, that must have been a short hop, because we saw it going out. I don't think we got that far out. We hadn't had lunch, had we? And it was on its way somewhere.
Well, let me tell you for sure, I believe it is the aircraft, and currently it's not going anywhere in particular, so I wonder if it's just shuffling around to a different gate. Flight radar showing it as not available to not available.
Hard left.
And there it is. That is exactly, unless they've got multiple maybe, that is the exact type and livery Is it the exact aircraft? I can't remember if it was HBIJN as the registration denotes there,
If only I could remember.
or otherwise.
I'm so old, so tired.
So checking that we're not going to get
So
caught
alive.
out. Yes, we're going to get caught out. The TAP is departing to Porto on runway 28, so
That
it's going to
wants to-
shoot out from behind that terminal shortly, Mark.
I'm going to get the camera ready to pounce. So if you're wondering why I'm showing you nothing, it's in preparation for showing you something.
I think it must be about to power up. It looks like it's creeping forward on flight radar. And
It's so windy here, we can't even hear that. The wind's taking the sound away from us, not to us.
this will be an Airbus A320 in TAP Portugal livery heading to Porto.
Keep the camera still, man. There you go, Eddie was right.
Gear up.
Wow, should we hold the camera? Right, where to rest the camera? Where to task it? Let's
Well, I
go
wouldn't,
to our
I wouldn't
left.
go too far, Mark, because lining up again on runway 28, we're going to see Croatia Airlines.
So what? Let's go to that remote stand over here and just vary the shot slightly, so we haven't got to give you whiplash.
So on runway 28 currently, that's the runway where the short-haul aircraft are departing from at this moment in time. Taking the centre line is the Croatia Airlines Airbus A319, and as soon as that gets going, we'll be able to catch its rotation and climb out of Zurich airspace.
Excellent. Michelle says 71 likes on the clock, so thank you everybody for hitting the like. There's let's have a look, 62 people in the show, so I'm going to guess most people that have had the chance have done it. Trevor Russell, good afternoon to you, sir. It's funny how the cards break as well, isn't it? So while we were busy having technical troubles,
There's a big queue of heavies.
there was a big queue of heavies, and we would have started early, but yeah, if buts and maybes, in it.
Here we go, we're rolling. This could be a telescope. He's going to catch it.
It cannot.
There we go.
It could be a whiplash claim.
Croatia Airlines Airbus 319, now airborne and heading to Dubrovnik.
Let's get down onto that Edelweiss. Just going to rest us here for a jiff while I have a quick husbanding of kit, check everything's working. Right, something's not doing what it should be doing. Let's see what that thing is.
I am pleased to say that Michelle Johnson's going to get to see her favourite condors, the red and white one. She calls it the Alibaba pole.
Oh right, is that?
That's so the red and white one is she's got it as a model as well. That'll be going to Palma de Mallorca shortly. I've seen it live on flight radar, so we'll be joining us from behind the terminal on runway 28. That Emirates has got to get a move on. People want a heavy.
Indeed. So good afternoon to folks who've joined us since we opened. Welcome to Zurich. Mark and Eddie bringing you the aviation action. I see a Qatar, I think that's a Dreamliner.
Oh, here we go. Now, I don't want to build it up too big, but the perspective we get here, if he does as we've seen with the previous heavies and he takes a slow trundle down to runway 16, although he seems that he's coming this way, but it could just be the taxiway routings. If he takes off on 16, we're going to see wheels up, but then again, if he comes all the way down here and taxis past us and departs from runway 34, well, we're going to get a good power up, according to one of our fellow spotters that we were talking to earlier today.
Let's see how it plays out.
Lord Rob H, good afternoon to you, who joins us from a sunny Dunblane.
Good afternoon, Lord Rob. tell you what, as a facility, as I say, and I think Eddie said earlier on, if you find yourself visiting Zurich, be it as a passing through to go and do something nice, or visit observation deck B. There's another one, observation deck E, which we are thinking about using for Sunday show. Oh, blinky neck.
Tell you, we want a telescope amnesty
today.
today.
I can't catch that, it's too sprightly.
We want a telescope amnesty because
There is one, they're not on.
With the runway
DRS is not enabled.
With the runway setup and our perspective, it's quite hard to be abreast of everything.
I've got to keep looking at the kit all the time as well, because if I start dropping frames, I've got to get on it. Get down on it, if you got a feeling.
Good afternoon to Dot Brownlow.
Hi Dot. Happy Friday. I forgot it's Friday as well, isn't it? It feels like a Saturday. It's the Friday that feels like a Saturday.
Well, lots of people will be on the closing stages of their working day if they're out today, if they're lucky, having a day off or otherwise. You're all welcome here to join us for a bit of plane spotting in Swiss territory today.
Did you say that little power bank you bought this morning was pre-charged?
Pre-charged.
We might fire up a little test stream from another location here when we close this one down. Won't be a long one. It's more a case of see what the signal looks like. We'll put it out as a reboot one because I've got that thumbnail set up. Perhaps run it for half an hour to an hour and then we'll bug out, yeah? But at least we know what we've got.
Right. We can't miss this next one because first of all, NLW is consulting the other mods as is there such a thing as a telescope amnesty? Eddie's saying there is.
It's not up for debate. This is insane. I'm nearly 60. The stress is just making me look nearly 80.
Anyway, we can't miss the next one.
Hang on a minute.
We can't miss the next one.
Can't miss the next one? What are you trying to do?
It's one of Michelle's...
Look at the state of me.
It's one of Michelle's favourites. The Condor red and white stripe is taking the centre line.
We've got to go back then.
We don't want to look...
foolish.
Yeah.
Actually, that's my default setting.
It's on the centre line now. We're going to see it shoot out from behind that terminal shortly. As I've said already...
I'll stay long then for that arriving plane and then we should be able to just scoop it up as it rolls through.
Flight radar says it's already going at 72 knots.
Alibaba Pole is your next plane.
Here it is. No. Here it is.
That's not it.
No, that is a telescope. That is a telescope.
It's not a telescope. You're distracting me.
I gave you a full warning for that one.
Yeah, but you distracted me. You made me look away from... I was watching it on the lens.
It does give a summer feel. If you're going on holiday, what better way to travel than in a aircraft embodiment of a beach towel?
Oop, a bit of Edelweiss 340 action as well.
That's the
so we're going to see a rotation shot, aren't we?
Yes.
Hey, baby.
I think that there's going to be an Edelweiss A340 sitting on my windowsill in model form at the end of this trip. Or would it be a Swiss A340? Maybe one of us has to get one of each and we'll just take it in turns.
That would be the mature approach, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to let the inbound plane flash across the top of this, so should make a nice 2-in-1 shot. Here it goes. Oh, it's just at the top of the shot. Stay with the 340. So there was a couple of these I think went out when we were busy trying to get fired up.
A lot of disapproval of the telescope amnesty.
Well, it's nice to be nice, that's all I'm going to say. Oh dear. I do love the pounding that I generally get though, but...
I'm interested in what Les Donaldson has to say here. It says, new forfeit for 20 telescopes. There's an Alpine coaster opening on the Pentlands at Edinburgh. So I'm intrigued as to what that entails.
Oh, what's he?
An Alpine coaster. I assume it's some kind of roller coaster they're building on the Pentlands? Or have I misunderstood that?
I don't know.
Anyway, tell us more, Les.
I used to have quite a high tolerance for fairground ride, so I'm getting on a bit though, so I probably qualify as a bit risky from another way.
Keith says you need to come on stream on Sunday in a lederhosen if you have too many.
Don't worry, I resolutely refuse to do that one. I'd probably never get it off once I got it on.
See, these business jets as well.
Yeah, you got no chance of catching that.
There's so many little business jets just jetting off on that far runway. It's like if I'm in the chat, I'm not on flight radar, and it's hard to give Mark a heads up.
What you've got to do, I think, because of the different viewpoints, is try and keep the camera roughly in the same zone.
Yeah.
To avoid giving people whiplash, because it is a great location, but oh, what's happening here? The danger is you are flashing around left, right and centre with the camera.
I'm absolutely loving the A340 love in the chat as we await this Edelweiss, just making its way down to runway 28. No, sorry, not runway 28, runway 16. Runway 16 is where that one.
That's 16, yeah?
16.
Yeah, 28's the one that's flashing across. Yeah. Look in there, crikey, I can't keep the camera still.
It is gusting. Maybe we should get on the renaming. Heavy gusts. Hit Switzerland.
Gusty Zurich.
Nice little Helvetic just taxiing in the foreground as well, Mark, if we can.
No, I can't. Just got to peel something off that's been annoying me.
The wind is causing havoc here.
Here we go. Right, what would you like now? The Helvetic?
The Helvetic.
Got it, Eddie. Got it. Have a bit of that. Have a bit of this. 2 planes in the shot. Going to be a third one in a minute. If I can just tease the angle from the left, you should get something coming into shot. Yeah, you can. There you go. 3 in 1.
Get ready, Mark.
4 in 1.
Hang on.
I'm getting excited. Sorry about bellowing into
It looks
the
like the Qatar A350 is lined up on the centre line of the short haul runway, it looks like. So just be aware, because we could see a Qatar 350 go from right to left as we're looking at it. In fact, he is moving at 82. Get ready.
The priority is going to go.
Here it comes.
Here we go. On a Jet A1. That would double as aftershave.
So the Qatar A350, of course, on its way to Doha. And I can see the A380 has gone shark mode.
Yeah, me too. I've just seen it, folks. So I think we've got an A380 emoji in the deck. Then see it, just going behind that bit of brickwork. Well, it's not even brickwork, is it? It's a port cabin. We'll just lay in wait for it. There it is. So, we've got a couple of heavy departures.
Right, I've vectored in on that's the A380 chugging out there, so further along. For some reason, I'm not able to pick up on that Edelweiss A340 on flight radar.
Really?
Unless
I would say have a look on ADSB, but it's not worth putting another app on the phone and dragging on signal. See if I can. Yeah, the 380 emoji is in action. HGC Yorkshire Biker. I see there's a couple who found it. Hope the new emojis are.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that A340.
Doing the bizzo.
I'm pretty confident that I'm looking in the right. Oh, hang on. Yes, I've got it. Well, this is going to test the pronunciation. This Airbus A340 Edelweiss is heading to Kangalussuaq.
John Kenneth Williams, good afternoon, sir. Mark in good shape. How are you doing, Eddie?
Yeah, doing good. Struggling with the pronunciation of where this Airbus A340
That's
is.
my job.
Do you think you know what I'm saying? Kangalussuaq?
I don't know, I'm going to keep pointing the camera and take the Fifth Amendment.
Eurowings.
Yay! Looked into that one.
I'm going to see if I can grab that. Obviously, this is absolute plane spotter's dream here, but I'm going to say in my defense, I don't think that... Can't see that aircraft on flight radar. It's not a great defense, but my defense nonetheless.
Yep.
Jump back into the chat.
It's sincerely meant.
So obviously,
Paul Freeman, good afternoon to Paul Freeman. That says Greenland, Eddie. It's easier.
so that's where that is it? Greenland?
Must be.
Wow.
I'm only nipping in and out the chart.
Yeah, Greenland.
On.
Yeah. Cool. I didn't know it was a summer destination, to be fair, but...
Oh yeah, I know the one you mean. There's like a permanent webcam there, is there not?
Either way, it's going on to the action now.
Hang on, we're in business.
So we're going to see...
I keep this camera still in the wind. It's mental.
First time today we're going to share with you folks the perspective as we see a heavy takeoff. The previous takeoffs, they're usually going more or less gear up right in front of us.
Alexandra Wood, good afternoon Alexandra. We've laid a A340 Edelweiss on specially for you. How you doing?
We're getting plane overload now because a nice looking private jet taxiing around in the foreground as well, but I don't want to take you.
I can't go off the shot with this one. Let's see if I go slightly longer. Go a little bit.
I think I saw a Saudi heading up there, but surely not, because it looks like a short haul aircraft.
Where does this wind come from?
Sent from Newcastle.
It's like the Jolly Green Giants had 10 tins of beans or something.
That is a strong gust. I mean, if there is a quiet moment, you can show the windsock.
Can you find me a windsock?
It's at 10 o'clock to you.
Roger that, got it.
I think we'll see this A340 depart first.
Right, I think the 340 will be rolling about now, I think.
But yeah, bouncy.
I'll have to tape a couple of bits down. The wind is moving in more bits and pieces. Gotta hunker down. Oh, there's a chair. Is that a chair?
That is a chair in the foreground.
It's gonna go long. See if we can be greedy. 340 time, I think.
Let's see.
No? Four planes in the shot.
There you go, wave.
Oh. Eddie, I don't know what you're telling me
Got
to
away
do.
from the chair.
Oh, we got a wave, did we?
Yeah.
I don't think I caught
That is a Helvetic wave.
I thought you were talking.
Open window.
In all the noise, I thought you were telling me that 340 was rolling. Crazy as it sounds, it is. I'm paranoid about this. I think we can agree.
A340 is rolling.
Yeah, we can agree that A340s missed on takeoff, definitely on this runway, count as a telescope. So they're not really active, but you can't miss class like this.
Now, I don't want to get the folks at home's hopes up here, but something really cool, and I guess it depends where they're flying to, but I saw an A340 iDevice depart earlier. They depart in that direction, climb, and then circle back overhead and give you a belly shot, which is what I saw earlier on today.
If you see it, because folks might enjoy it, just tap it, blinking that account. Can I hold it, Captain?
As you guys are looking down the runway for the next departure, I can tell you that that 340 has banked. I'm going to use some very non-aviation vocabulary here, but banked to the left. Let me see which way that would be. Banked to the west, heading west-southwest. I'm hoping he's going to climb and then come back overhead, because it was pretty special when that happened earlier on today.
What did we say this Saudia was, the 320?
I'm going to have a quick dive into flight radar and confirm that, but
Looks like 320, but
for some reason my flight radar is going a little bit. Whether it needs
a quick
refreshing.
jump in the chat, so let's go to the bottom up. So I see a lot of love for that 340 plane of the day. Defo, people of taste, definitely.
Oh.
No, what's happening here?
I might have to visual ID this one, because I can't even find the A380 anymore on my flight radar. Oh, I can see the 380
plane as it comes over the shot. Failed. Stay with this on this bit. Hammy asks, any 346s? Honest answer, Ham, I don't know, mate. I do not know. We'll do a bit more homework.
Straight out. Yeah. I guess it just depends where he's going.
Yeah, maybe he has to go further east.
Yeah.
So.
It was awesome.
I think a 342 might be a nice treat. Alexandra's also having trouble with her flight radar. Perhaps it's such a hot day everywhere. Or more importantly in Sweden, where it's all put together.
So I'm almost certain this is going to turn out to be a Saudia type. I can't find it on flight radar, folks, so if you've got better access at home, do let us know. There goes the gear.
Eddie, I'm not looking behind now.
Yeah,
so I'll watch this way.
So 380
Tap me on the shoulder.
380 is gently nudging towards the active. Thank you, Alexandra Wood, who says that was an Airbus 320 in Saudi livery that just departed to Riyadh.
Oh, BizJet alert. Let's get on it. 380 is running, I think.
I think so too. Quite a strong headwind. It's
Sorry, I can't keep the camera steady.
It is a crosswind. And it's attracting everyone here on the viewing platform. Here's the big one, folks.
Every so often this wind just switches on, doesn't it? Let's have this little BizJet before it goes out of way. Out of way.
Now that 380, absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I think we probably should read. Oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah, for a
tap me on
beautiful,
the shoulder, Eddie.
beautiful slow bank climbing southwards, perpendicular to the runway almost. Now, it's a very slow climb, isn't it, in an A380? People here on the viewing platform are loving its bank and climb as well. And we have something going overhead, but I think that's the Saudia recently departed.
Can't go any more. Cable stretched to its limit.
If we get lucky, we might get an overhead pass as it continues its climb.
Good stuff. What's coming in, do we think?
I'll have a look. I've briefly see in my intermittent
hang on a minute.
glimpses.
DB Bassman has hit 12 months with the channel. DB, no fireworks, as I think you might have heard. We're just running skinny light today because of our tech. But thank you so much for your support and loyalty. And what better place indeed. Oh, crikey, I've just walked in front of the camera. So I just walked right in front of the live lens.
Super stuff, DB. Thank you for the continued support. Just second what Mark just
I think this must be the widest pan that we've ever attempted to cover in this position.
It is that, and
I mean, literally chasing that 380, it was like pulling the cable nearly out the back of the camera.
wow. It is quite, I'd say this is probably our biggest challenge streaming wise so far, because well, mine, you probably have bigger ones, but
No, it's mine too.
the GUS, the runway layout,
The signal issues. It's weird though, because it's beautifully sunny weather. It's really baking hot. I mean, really baking hot. But trying to keep the camera still is an absolute nightmare. Even with a lock on it, puts it to the sword. But
So-
you can't complain when you're topping up your tan like this. What's happening next anyway?
I'm just going to try and catch up a little bit on the chat. Obviously, I'm running the risk of a short haul. There's an Edelweiss, no,
Oh, wait a
Swiss
minute. More fireworks.
Helvetic.
Oh, I'm just going to let it go, mate.
Yeah.
You've got to let me know quicker. Scottish Linda, member for 4 months, says A380 rules. Well, Linda, thank you so much for your support. Lovely to see another milestone celebrated. A noisy less one, because we can't get the fireworks up, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, all good.
Yanis Mutafis says the A340, the wide body with 4 hair dryers.
I think the 200 series is hairdryer-esque, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it delivers the outputs. I know we've had this one before in the chat, and ultimately it does what it has to do. I know it's an obsolete type now, but
And Paul Freeman says he misses the MD-11s and 743 Swiss good old days.
MD-11s, that would definitely do for me. You okay for sun cream?
Yep.
Do I look like I'm in need
It's
of...
impossible to say with my sunglasses on,
You
but
can't tell, can you? That's why I'm looking at you. You look okay.
looks alright.
It's when you hit the shower, isn't it, that you'll find out.
We'll swing by a pharmacist, get some proactive after sun.
Proactive after sun, eh?
Good afternoon to you, Lowlander.
We're going to make a big splash in the chat. So, good afternoon, Lowlander. Michelle Johnson, God love you. Super chatting the channel. £25, great show, guys. So many different aircraft and fun commentary. We try our best, Michelle. The main thing is, you know, we love you guys to bits, and just thanks for your support. It makes things like this possible.
Really appreciate that. Great support, continued support, Michelle. So thank you for that, and I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Right, guys, I'm going to prioritise the chat for another 2 minutes, and then I'll go back on flight radar duty, because obviously
I missed that ATR.
yeah, obviously there are a few shooting out. I hope you guys are kind of getting the
gist of it.
The gist that unless we're in flight radar, from our perspective, especially of the wind, we can't get any kind of audio inkling that anything's going on either. We've got obviously the Swiss hangars behind us as well, which is cooking up.
It'll be easier next stream. It's because I haven't got the easel for the tablet. I can't pitch in with Eddie to cover the extra bits and pieces.
It's a binary choice at the moment between chat and flight radar, and obviously you guys, yeah, the planes obviously a very entertaining factor, but
just going to put us on the BizJet park, just see that recently arrived BizJet deboarding, if I can.
We enjoy chatting with the community as well, don't we, Mark? So we don't want to miss that out.
Absolutely.
Right, we have celebrated Scottish Linda's 4 months. We have done that. Yeah, I've accidentally scrolled at the chat, so I'm at 6s and 7s here.
If I could think of a song to sing, I'd do some of that, but I can't. Ooh. I'm literally bereft of... Oh no, it's Leslie's favourite plane. Nearly fell over there with the excitement. Somehow I failed to miss it.
Right, I think I can jump in flight radar now. I'm caught up with the chat.
Right, I'm just going to tape something down. So I'm just going to leave this plane long while I try and do a bit of fixative action. That's better.
My flight radar's going gaga. There's lots of planes flying in random directions.
Just move down a little bit. I think the wind's playing havoc with the sound level.
Now, I do recommend to the guys at home that you have a look at the BizJet on your left at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Oh God, yeah. Plane of the day.
Oh yeah, he's putting on a show.
I've just taken a picture of it. So I froze your screen. One more. Damn it. I've been photobombed. One final one.
As you follow his taxi, we've got an Airbus A220 departing to London Heathrow.
Is that on the cross runway?
Swiss Airlines from runway 28.
Roger that. Better get ready. Are you ready?
He's rolling, so any minute now.
Thanks,
Nice.
Eddie.
Second, even.
There you go.
That is a rather snazzy reverse thruster. I believe that's what that is on that private jet that just came by. The Gulfstream G500.
I think the Advice 340 is probably still my plane of the day, but this would be the runner-up and certainly the winner of BizJet class.
it just looks so sleek and stylish the way that those, I think they're the reverse thrusters deploy, or speed brakes, or some kind of speed control, I would suggest.
While we look at Edelweiss pushing back, what was your thoughts on the flight experience today with Swiss?
So it was an Edelweiss service. I think they purely just used the Swiss aircraft. So the seat was comfortable. I felt a little bit claustrophobic in the configuration, but I didn't feel uncomfortable legroom wise. I don't know.
See, I did. I didn't find the A320 a particularly comfortable ride, and I'm not a big bloke. I think I said, didn't I, on the flight that I think the 737 is more comfortable.
I would say it just feels a bit, for me, I'd say claustrophobic. I felt a bit claustrophobic on the 320. I wouldn't want to go much further on it.
Shout, mate. Good afternoon. Finnair A350 fan, Dallas, Australia. 99 likes, says DB Bassman. So, who is going to put us up to the 100? Hit the like, tell us it was you.
Talking of Airbus A320s, I think that will be our next departure from runway 28. Although you've got a little bit of time yet, Mark, because they are not yet on the centre line.
Roger that. Nice one, Eddie. This water is blinking warm.
Hydration is good in any form.
It is, isn't it? So make sure you own a bit more water. I've not seen you drink from it.
Don't cheat me, Mark. I was the provider of your water.
No, we've got to think about durability.
I'm just joking. Right, so that Edelweiss A320 I think is now on the centre line, but still at around about 2 knots according to flight radar, so awaiting clearance, potentially. 9 knots, so he's powering up. Our next departure is imminent.
Roger that. Is it moving any faster?
Yep. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready to get closer? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Gear up. Off to Heraklion,
Crete.
I read a fascinating anecdote about great escapes, about some SAS activity in Heraklion during the Second World War. I won't go, no spoilers. I think that it's literally a book called SAS Great Escapes, if you're into that kind of thing.
"100 up," says Gary Fleming. See Paul So hit the like button. And a good afternoon to anyone who's just joined the stream. For those who don't know us, we're Mark and Eddie here at Zurich. Very much feeling our way today. We've got our Sunday show on as well, 8 o'clock UK time. We may do a little pop-up later from a different location, just a tester though, so probably no more than an hour, could even be half an hour, just to see what an alternative view would look like. Help us with our planning, because this is quite a tricky airport to plan for because of the runways and the configurations and the way the wind changes. It really is one that's full of possibilities.
Well, hats off to you, Mark, for getting us this far already. Standing trackside with you, I can see it is quite a logistical challenge. I mean, even to get to this position today, there's obviously, to get this kind of access, there's a security check, but obviously having just arrived,
We had
tried
to unpack everything.
We had to unpack because big suitcases not permitted, and locate a storage unit, take directions, which were very helpful. The
I'll tell you
employees
what,
at the airport.
shout out to the staff that
Yeah.
do the searching on Observation Deck B. Despite my attempts to put too many things in a tray, they dealt with my ineptitude with boundless patience. Although they said if I did it again, I got to buy them a round of drinks. Then we started off with coffees, and then it was blooming shorts, I think.
Well, it's a Friday, Mark, come on. It's
Yeah,
been a
I
long
know.
week.
To be fair, they look like they could be a lot of fun. See if we can get a bit of this through the haze. So yeah, nothing but praise for everybody I've encountered here.
So a comment in the chat from Marcus Verta says, Dorta and me, of course, are sending warm hellos if you remember us. Thanks for the live. We are watching. I think, unless this is someone that you have met, it might be the person I was talking to about the Emirates A380 earlier on. If that is you, Marcus, I'd appreciate confirmation, but if not, if it's another person we've met, it could be someone else.
Yeah, and hi Marcus. Sorry I was deep in doo-doo and therefore Eddie was the convivial one. I was just the, I think my life's going to end in a minute one.
We all do what we needed to do.
We did, didn't we? It's just the way it goes, isn't it? You know, you shouldn't be at this kind of thing if you don't enjoy dealing with the uncertain, I suppose.
Right, now we're up and running, and you know, we're enjoying ourselves. There seems to be this wasp that keeps flying around this area.
It was here earlier on.
I think I'm going to check when I get back to the hotel. I think I got stung on the back of the leg as we went live, because there was a bizarre, like.
We never get that. Way too short.
I've never been stung before, you see.
Oh, you know about it?
It felt like getting your blood taken type thing, so maybe.
Oh, it might be one of those parasite wasps that lays its eggs.
Who will know? Who can tell? I think Mark's been silly. I'm going to get some water to.
Get some water. I'll drink a bit more water because the more dehydrated I get, the sillier I get. While you're actually doing that, just slap a bit more sun cream on, then I'll pass the camera to you for a bit and I'll do the same.
So on the catwalk, we've got the Air Baltic, followed by, I think, the Helvetic. Looking good in its lime green. Isn't it funny how certain liveries look better in different backdrops?
Yeah, this really jumps off the page. Can we get a wave? Over to you, Eddie.
What was the question?
I was asking, could we get a wave? If you
sorry.
can get one now, it'd be the greatest ever.
We'll get the Helvetic. I've had 2 waves already, but I'm not sure if you were on it at the time.
I probably wasn't.
There's your wave. Hey!
So what time do we have to get our luggage out of that locker? Is it 7:30 tonight or something?
Yes.
Thinking ahead laterally, whether we need to empty the locker before we go on to that second spot, take the suitcase with us, or do the test and come back for the
I would say
suitcase.
take the suitcase.
I don't know, there's not much in it, but Yeah. It takes away the idea that somehow we have to pay another 15 Swiss francs for another period of time or something.
It might just unlock your locker at.
Well, that's also true. Thing is, if you put your... I don't know. I just don't know. What have we got coming in there? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Put it together and what have you got?
I've got to say as well, hats off to the people who attend this visitor park, because there is no foreign object debris to be seen. So there are lots of children and adults having fun watching the planes being, airside, let's call it that. And there's not a piece of litter to be seen. So I think, fair play to the people who run the facility, but also the people who attend it, because I think as spotters, we've all attended places in the past where litter has been a bit of a problem.
Has that just fallen over?
Yeah.
I better finish it then. Eddie's on about litter. My water bottle's just blown over. Is there a bin nearby we can dip, say, I'll put them in the bags.
Yeah, I'll go, yeah. I guess I'll unclip the mic whilst I sun cream.
You keep the mic on if you want.
Was macht ihr hier?
Wir machen ein Livestream, ein Direct.
Checking Eddie out with his German.
English is oh.
Yeah, you can speak English? Better, because I was running out of words. But yeah, we're doing a live stream for YouTube.
Okay.
So usually we plane spot from Newcastle and Edinburgh.
Okay.
And then every now and then, thanks to the support of the people who watch our channel, we can go and
Sorry, I just took you to the wrong place, folks. I thought I
plane
saw
spot from
something.
cool places
Yeah.
like Zurich.
Okay.
Are you from Zurich?
No, I'm from Germany.
Germany. All right, cool.
Can I say hello?
Yeah, so just I'm on mic now, so you want to say hello? Just shout it out.
Just say your first name,
Yeah,
not
just
second name,
first name.
just first name.
First. Wait.
First name.
Yeah.
I have to go here.
Oh, no,
we
not on
can-
the camera.
we
Just
can hear you.
on. No, we don't do it on camera because obviously, how old are you?
I'm 40.
Ali by 58.
Yeah, so
Eddie thinks he's been
You have to be
stung
18
by
and
a
above,
wasp.
really, for that kind of thing. But nice talking to you anyway. Yeah.
He's uncertain. I know the wasp he's on about because it attached itself to me when we were setting up, and it seems to treat this part of the observation deck as its own territory. Poor old Eddie. I'll get a bollocking from his mum, pardon my French.
I'm sure it would have hurt more if it was a wasp. But there
Why are
was
you
definitely-
letting our Eddie get stung by wasps?
I'm sure it would have hurt more. Probably wasn't a wasp.
Wasp things do really smart. I'm going to put you on the biz jets for a moment while I go on a quick equipment check. So roughly in the background on that shot, a bit more to the right actually, is where I think we are staying tonight. We're going to get a bit of it into shot. That'll be interesting. Bit of exploration. To boldly go, no man has gone before. Paul Freeman, delighted. Oh, cripes, there's a plane I could have got there. Eddie's on holiday.
I'm putting on the sun cream that you're making me put on.
That was 10 minutes ago. You got to slather it on. You can't be too cavalier, you know. Scottish Linda. Definitely love my Star Trek, although I'm more of a original series. I know the other iterations have colossal followings, but I'm very much an original series Star Trek fan. Got the box set of, I think it's all three series. I think they only made 3.
Three series is correct.
There you go.
We've got the DVDs.
Right, that KLM we saw come in a few minutes ago, he's going to come across the shot in a minute. We'll stay with the inbound plane. That one. Tell you what, I'm just going to stick a bit of lotion on. Seems like the thing to do. Feel myself burning up. Cripes, the wind about blows you over, doesn't it? I think that'll do for a quick razzle-a-dazz. As Scottish Linda says, Star trekking across the universe, only going forward because we can't find reverse.
I think if that carries on, we might have to curtail the stream due to sun exposure for Mark there.
Yeah, he's probably right. It would make a lot of sense. Do not adjust your equipment. Do not destroy it because you think your sound card's gone up the chuffers. It's just Mark feeling euphoric. Oh dear, what's Hammy saying oh dear to? It can't be me. Can it?
I think it very well can. Right, get ready for another departure from runway 28.
How ready? Do we have a special code word?
It's the special livery that we gave away on the last members quiz. In fact, for the impossible.
What, helping hands?
That's about to depart, runway 28. And it'll be going off to Faroe, so some guys swapping sun here for sun somewhere else.
Right, is it rolling?
Currently at 0 knots.
So it's not rolling?
No, but it is on the centre
Even
line.
I'm moving faster.
Is that like a sort of a deep kind of reflection on the planet is constantly moving, or?
Well, I suppose. I was trying to say that, yeah. Tell me when it's moving. I'll concentrate on trying to get a wave.
There's the wave.
Did we get one? Oh, got a big one, I think. If that's not a 777, I'll be surprised it's coming out from behind the pier.
It's gone shark mode. The Edelweiss is now moving at a considerable speed, so going to overtake that Swiss on your camera shortly.
Now that doesn't look.
There we go. And that's the Help Alliance livery, which is just about to go gears up and sail into the Swiss sky.
Adios.
Next to depart on runway 28 will be the Zurich to Kalamata Edelweiss Airbus A320. Again, Kalamata, another airport that I was unaware of for today's live stream. So a lot of firsts.
Just taking a picture of, I think that's a triple, is it not?
That is a 777
Looks it for all the world.
from my perspective.
So you tell me when I need to get off this. I'll stay with this, see if we get a wave. We're underrepresented with pilot waves from triples. We ain't going to get one, he's peeling off.
Look at that, a Swiss triple. And that is a lifetime first for me. I've never seen a Swiss 777 until this moment.
Should do well on Sunday's show, there's plenty.
It looks quite the workhorse. And we're rolling on runway 28, the Kalamata bound
Pick it up.
Airbus 320. Now, the next departure from runway 28 will be quite a special one in terms of the collection of types that we've seen so far today. It will be a Learjet 75, operated by Saxon Air, heading to London, but I don't recognise that code.
Biggin Hill.
Biggin Hill.
Let me know when it's rolling, because that'll probably be up before it's cleared the pier.
That's going to go rocket mode.
Tony Austin. Good afternoon, Tony Austin and Jackie McDonald. I do apologise if I've missed anybody else as we've gone along. Eddie and I are belt and braces today with the setup on account of the various techie problems we've had. However, all things being equal, we've been live for an hour and a half, which doesn't guarantee we'll manage the remainder of the show, but relative to the problems we had is pretty good.
So the Learjet 75 is moving, so I'd be on your toes, but no urgent need to do anything rash.
Yeah. I'm just wondering whether to...
31 knots.
Where's it going to show though? I think it's going to be in the air.
I think it'll be airborne by the time we see it.
I agree. There it is.
There she goes.
Oh!
Off to Biggin Hill.
I'd rather be here. Oh, hear the Wookiee.
Must be the sound A320 getting ready to do something.
I think I'll open another bottle of Chateau bath water.
A220, sorry.
Yeah, man, yeah.
It's our second ever seriously sunny stream, isn't it? We're coping relatively well.
Well, we'll let you know if there's another stream after this one. If we've managed to dehydrate ourselves, we'll know it wasn't quite the rip-roaring success that we'd hoped for. But we are trying jolly hard.
So let's have a look in the departures. So we'll have to end the stream in around 40 minutes due to the opening hours of where we're filming.
Yeah, so it's 5:30, folks, Swiss time. So for you guys, 4:30 in the UK. So it's... Is that right?
Yeah. So before 4:30 Swiss time, I'm just going to operate in Swiss time for now. We're hoping to see. Let's see. I'll just go for the main headlines. Something new, something different, maybe. So we can find something. a Swiss 321. I think we've seen a fair few A320s so far, but I haven't seen an A321. Going to get another look at the chair.
I like the chair.
The famous chair. Maybe that might be the model I'll get for a bit of variety. You're going to see a Swiss A321 Neo.
So what we'll do, going back to Eddie's point, we will exit here, get a cold drink, retrieve our suitcase so we can't screw up. In fact, no, we'll go to car park 6, check it's worth taking the suitcase to it, go back, get the case, set up, do a short one for an hour or so. If we think the view is worth sharing with you, we can prove the signal, everyone's a winner. Those who want to join us can, it's always here for you, and if you can't watch it live, you can always watch it catch up, but we'll learn a lot from that.
So we're looking at probably the biggest hitter. Hang on, just looking at the estimated. Oh, but it's going to fall just out of the show. That's unfortunate.
People have moved off the pier, so let's just do a quick tower shot. That looks like a very hot building, but I bet it's really air-conned to the point of freezing stuff.
I think a lot of countries are being a lot more responsible with air conditioning these days, where there's limits. I know certainly in Spain, it's not allowed to go to that glacial level anymore in public areas like shopping centres or airports. That's why if anyone has been lucky enough to travel abroad recently and been to Spain, you might have noticed a bit
Just
hotter in terminals.
jumping back into the chat, sorry to cut across you, Eddie. Chip has 1990. How you doing, Sam? No, it's Friday show. We've got a thumbnail out for Sunday's show, and as those who caught what I was just saying, we may well just fire up the stream again for up half an hour to an hour from a different location, just to see whether the signal's better there, whether we like the view better there, whether it's difficult for other reasons, and we'll go from there. We're going to be back here tomorrow, but we're going to do primarily, it's going to be about filming some of the early morning heavies, feature content. Trouble is, when we've done our hot debrief, or perhaps it's our cold debrief, hot one at the minute, isn't it? We'll figure out how to best invest the time we've got left at our disposal. Today was about getting up and running and finding out some stuff.
Let's take a pause and set off some virtual fireworks for Tony Austin.
Let's do that.
He says, looking forward to the next 12. He has been a member with us now
12 months.
For 12
it's gone by that
months.
fast.
Yeah.
Tony Austin, thank you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the channel for 12 months. It just goes by ridiculously quickly. It's if only we wouldn't want to undo what we've done, but you wonder where the time goes. You really do, and it's lovely to see you on the gold badge. Eddie, what's going on?
Oh, it's just, I don't know, no excuses. But yeah, superb support. Thank you very much, Tony.
I'm only teasing, mate.
I think sometimes because obviously I'm not a regular with you.
No, I'd be struggling if I swapped shoes with you as well, or this chair.
Sometimes I get taken aback by the support we get, and I get sucked into the chat and reading the comments.
I'm going to take a picture of the chair, folks, so it's going to freeze things momentarily. That's the first. A lot closer one, actually.
And I think Alexandra Wood puts into words exactly what I was trying to say. Delighted to be part of this friendly community, and that's her message to celebrate her 16 months now as a member.
Is that up as well?
That is just
Alexandra Wood, another
Superb.
great friend of our channel, and a superstar mod to boot.
Thank you, Alexandra, for your
Let's get you in the
continued
boot.
support.
Anything happening on that cross runway?
Sorry?
Anything happening on the cross runway?
I'll have a look just after I say good afternoon to you, Simon E.
To Simon?
Simon E.
Simon E, how you doing, buddy?
Right. We're going to see that Wookiee noise come into fruition rather shortly, and that will take the shape of an Airbus A220 departing to London City from runway 28, but nothing imminent. We're not at risk of a telescope controversy, we can sit back, relax, and enjoy watching this chair being pushed back towards the Swiss hangar.
Or beyond.
Or beyond.
I've seen just the challenge for you.
Well, no, I was going to say,
me in
I didn't
there.
want to say, that's your punishment. We can't go on to it because obviously there's young people.
Hang on a minute, we could do if they've all left by the end.
Yeah.
There's a kids roundabout that Eddie wants to stick me on.
G-force punishment for telescopes.
Or just general good fun.
Let's go for wave number 7. There it is. I just said 7. I don't know. We're on 5.
It's quite hard to hold the focus when it gets to the corner.
I think that must be at least wave number 5. I'm going to say. They're good value, the Helvetic Airways crew.
Sorry?
They're good value, the Helvetic crew. That was wave number 5, I would say, on this stream.
That's pretty darn good.
So the Swiss Wookiee has taken the centre line on runway 28 and looks from flight radar all lined up and ready to depart and is currently accelerating.
Roger that.
On your toes.
There you go.
And that Airbus A320 London City bound.
Very good. Can't quite get the focus on that. Such is the haze.
Lots of people enjoying the waves from the flight crews today, and yes, as people are saying, hats off to them. Must be the sunshine, it brings out the cheer.
Oh, our chair's moving. So currently we're working a pan of around 200 degrees.
You'll feel it in those wrists and ankles at the end of this stream. We need to set off some virtual fireworks.
Do we? What's happening?
Debbie has now been a member for 10 months and shares a smile emoji with us. Thank you for your continued support, Debbie.
Debbie, thank you so much. 10 months, yeah?
10 months.
Roger that. Right, see if you can get a wave out of chair, people.
You might have waved at me already.
Again?
I think there's maybe a little acknowledgement there. To be fair, I think on the outbounds, there are usually probably more things to be doing on the flight deck, I'd imagine, than when you're taxiing in. And they pop open that window. That must be one of the best feelings as a pilot in the summer weather, where you pop open that window and you just taxi onto stand knowing your day of work is done. One can only imagine what they might do in their free time. Probably put on a bit of Star Trek, I'd imagine.
Yeah, kick back.
Have a nice can of Coke.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Looks like the fire crew are spraying stuff on the 11 o'clock. I mean, they've stopped spraying now, but they were just practicing. Who can say? And another virtual firework goes to Michelle Johnson for 15 months now with us. Thank you for your continued support.
So Michelle, thank you so much for your fabulous support.
That's 15 months from
15
Michelle, and
months.
it was Debbie
We love you to bits.
10 months with us as
And
well.
it was Debbie with 10 months.
Yeah.
Love you both to bits. Thank you so much.
Keep those fireworks coming. Les Donaldson. 15 months of fun and great aviation. Thanks, Plane Sailing Aviation. Well, thank you to you, Les.
Our pleasure. And Les, another member of our Superstar Moderators team. You guys rock. And I ain't just saying it, you really do.
It is the support of the members that allow us to provide this kind of variety on the channel.
Well, the members chose the location as well. That's the important thing. You know, there are other options. We go where you tell us. When we're not missing planes to share with you. I'll let it go while I carry on.
Keep the fireworks going. Tony McCall, member for 16 months. Seeing as we're all posting, thank you very much,
good
Tony.
afternoon, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for your continued support, my friend, as well. I tell you what, it's a cracking place to celebrate milestones, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Something exceptional.
I think it's good timing. Lots of people obviously ticking over their membership milestones, and well, what a way to do so than enjoying something a little bit different. Right, I'm back in the zone on flight radar, and we've got an Embraer E190 long range just about to hit the centre line on runway 28. In fact, they have already done so, and
moving,
slowly accelerating, picking
building
up
up a head of steam.
Exactly so.
A bit like me, really. Always a bunch of departures this end. However, it's the outgoer we want.
54 knots and climbing.
So it was an Embraer.
Embraer 190 long range.
Better watch for an early rotation.
Here we go.
Right, it's Helvetic time.
I think that might have been a wave, maybe. Put that onto VAR. But next on runway 28, we've got a Embraer Phenom 300 just about to depart
Squirtle.
to Palma de Mallorca. Registration CSPHL.
Tell me when it's rolling. That'll probably be in the air by the time it reaches the tower. They get 3 Helvetics in the same shot. Synchronized dancing.
So the Embraer Phenom 300 is rolling, so we'll be eyes peeled.
Roger that. I'll start getting ready. There we
go, rocket mode.
Wow, hold on.
I wonder what it feels like being on board an aircraft like that when it rotates. Does it feel any more severe than being on a commercial aircraft?
But it feels exciting.
That said, imagine I haven't been on an A380, for example. Does taking off in an A380 feel different as a passenger to a 737?
Who knows?
Hey. So another wave from the very friendly Helvetic Airways flight crew.
I think we're going to say friendliest airline of the day, aren't we?
They're unparalleled. in their waving action at least.
Unparalleled, I like that. Remember, I've got me back to the active.
So you need to start panning back because we are about to see a departure to Skopje from Chair Airlines Airbus A320, departing from runway 28 imminently.
Imminent. I'm just going to hold us in that position. Hang on a minute, somebody's done something kind. Simon E has very kindly, and never mind the plane, Eddie, you're meant to be watching the chats as well.
I can't do the
He
flow
has
radar.
very kindly super chatted us £10. Says great channel and fantastic community. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, Simon E. Very much appreciated that support.
Fantastic support, and as always, straight back on content. Oh, can you hear Wookie?
It's heading our way. But it's non-stop departures at the moment from runway 28, and we're expecting a Embraer 195 to be heading to Dresden very shortly.
So this last 25 minutes of the show, I think we'll finish promptly so we don't annoy the staff here. It takes me at least 15 minutes to take the kit down, even cowboy style.
I'd start panning, thanks Eddie, and you'll just get the climb
He was right.
on that Helvetic Airways, Dresden bound,
That's the Embraer, yeah?
Embraer 195. Right, it looks like I might be able to jump in the chat. Scratch that, we're going to have another departure, which is what people really want to see. And that's going from runway 28 again. It'll be an Edelweiss A320. Edelweiss standard
Cue me
livery.
in when it starts moving. Oh, no W. I like the way you've got the Simon E emoji up. Is that something new that Facebook are enabling? Pretty good. Hawkeye Danu. How you doing, Gary? Hope you're having a good time, pal. You're going to tell me when that plane's moving, aren't you?
I'm watching.
Where are we? Nicholas, good afternoon to Nicholas. Oh, Sarah Louise, good afternoon to Sarah Louise first and foremost.
Good afternoon, Sarah Louise. Thank you for joining us.
Sadly, we can't firework, Sarah. We've had all manner of difficulties. Not with the fireworks. Yeah, got it, mate. I think. I got it. Thank you so much. We'll go to your message in a second.
And that's off to Pristina. Tell you what, I don't. You just realise when you come to an airport that isn't your usual, how little you know about the world. I've not heard of Pristina Airport.
No, I have, but I'm having a mental blank. Oops, right now, as to where to point the camera. Or where Pristina is, it'll come to me.
Our next departure from runway 28 is an airport I recognise, Billund, and that is where this Helvetic Airways Embraer E195 will be departing to.
In the meantime, I'm just going to be off screen, off camera. Let's put Sarah in the book. Sarah Louise, thank you so much, first and foremost. And let's just go about one. Enjoy a snack after the stream. Whatever you say, boss. Gifting us £10. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
As I was saying earlier on, I think we'll have a quick refreshment stop and then set up a further stream, and that will be it'll be the reboot one. We'll just use it for a test from a different location. Sorry, Eddie, that means something's happening. We've got this little system now, like bookies Tic Tacs. We're getting there.
A little tap on Mark's right shoulder indicates there is something moving on runway 28, and that should reduce telescopes by 20%.
That was the business case for it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll add it to our operating procedures.
Villand bound.
So it's going to be baking hot. I think it might be hotter here tomorrow than today, I'm not sure.
Our next departure from runway 28 will be another more familiar airport, and it will be the Helvetic Airways Embraer E190 long range departure to Dublin. Currently on the
Just
centre
quick
line.
shout into the chats. Good afternoon, giant coin stacks. What I knew, the actual flight was fine. Terminal side at Edinburgh, it was a little bit stodgy. It took a long time to get a latte. Queue was, Starbucks, the queue was big. Cafe Nero, the queue was big. But once you got it, it was nice. You say this thing's rolling? Because I'm going to have a look at this BizJet, unless you otherwise task me.
It's currently stationary, but
Right, let's get a little closer. Be a bit hazy. Tarmacs had a good baking. A bit like the cameraman. Ooh, I hear a Wookiee.
and we're rolling on runway 28.
Roger that. Thanks, Eddie. Very slick. The way they cut the shot though is just Grease Weasel doings. Ooh. I've got me back to the active. I see a Swiss taxiing out. Let's have the live moving action. Must be the last 20 minutes or so, Eddie. You'll have to add another little task. Official timekeeper.
We have 17 minutes remaining until the official show ending. 17 minutes. We've got a Swiss A321 as well being pushed back at your 5 o'clock as you're standing.
Roger that, Eddie.
And the Air Baltic A220 is gathering speed before its departure to Prague on runway 28.
Roger that. There's the A321 that Eddie spoke about. And here's our Air Baltic departure any second now. Ooh, that's proper Wookiee. Which way was it pointing when it was gathering speed? The other way?
I don't know, flight radar is giving me a bit of jip today, but it is now definitely moving very much.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. I've just flicked you about with the camera. There's a tap. That's gathering speed as well. There we go. Well done, Eddie. Nice one. Ewan McDonald, good afternoon to you, Ewan. Can I show WK299? Delayed by a good bit, but coming into your local. I wouldn't know which plane that is relative to the pier. Sorry, Ewan. Oh, that's Star Alliance 320. Is that our one?
I think it could be.
I'm caught in a tap. Not quite, but I'm stretching the lyrics. I'm caught in a tap and I can't get out. Ouch. Must be banging my fat head.
So our next departure on runway 28 will be the Embraer E195-E2, and that'll be departing shortly in Helvetic Airways livery to Florence.
Just tap me on the shoulder when it's doing about 50 knots.
Okay.
Thanks, Eddie. You did that ever so well. Unlike me on the camera. I'll let that one go. Bit of hot pigs here in a minute. Thanks. Audrey McDonald. Eddie might have said hi, but I don't remember saying hi personally, so good afternoon, Audrey. Resting up just before walkies. Well, you just caught us right. We're in the last 12 minutes of the show. We are most likely going to set up from a different location for a further hour, but we're going to have a great bite to eat, I think, and a drink, you reckon?
Just depends.
Eddie is a cool customer.
I think we'll see if the action is there as well, you know.
Exactly that. So it's not, even then I'll probably just fire it up, unless there's no action.
Runway 28 is providing us with our next piece of action, and that will be the Lufthansa, operated by Lufthansa Cityline Mitsubishi CRJ 900 long range.
You see how fast they push back here, it's really impressive. I think the car park 6 gives a really good view of runway 28. And if that's the case, I think we'll be okay to do that one. It helps us work out whether it's a better signal there than here, whether there's enough balance in shot. And of course, we're not here for long, so the ability to show you different places, ideally, we'd do an Star Alliance on the move. Is that the one that Ewan was asking about? WK?
It could have been, or it could have been the one that pushed back from A10, the one that is now
Got you.
idling in front of us.
Yeah, the one just for completion of what we're talking about. That one. It is one there. Let's just get closer so that you can check the reg out. We can't dally because we've got Star Alliance livery departure. Not the one we travelled on, is it?
I think it is.
You sure? I'm not convinced. I thought ours was Juliet Bravo Bravo, but I might be wrong.
We'll have to check that one.
I'm, you know, a bit sketchy. Sketchier than usual.
Our next departure on runway 28 will be an Airbus 220-300 series off to Geneva.
Thanks, Eddie. Eddie's in the zone. What's that that's taxiing down to 16, runway 16?
I'll have a look. It will be an Airbus A321 off to Naples.
Roger that.
Yeah. And the Swiss air crew obliging with another wave.
Everyone's friendly here, ain't they? Well, what did you say it was going?
So it's a Swiss Airbus A321 and it's flying to Naples.
Excellent. Lining up, ready to go. Can't see a lot of it, but give me a chance to just quickly look into the chat. Audrey, yeah, just to clarify, if we can get a signal up from the other spot, we will do an hour. It will be branded as a reboot because it'll be the thumbnail that we had got in reserve for this stream. So we'll just put it to work, check how it works, see if we can run all our gizmos, and that might be a possibility for us to use on Sunday depending on our weather forecast and prevailing winds. Most takeoff action seems to be runway 28, and I believe that has a superior runway 28 view. And if it's no good, we'll run up a bit sooner. But I know it's a popular spot. It's basically a car park. It's a bit like those of you who remember me doing Dusseldorf. Exactly that, off top of the car park. Right, which plane are we finishing with, Eddie? How close to...
Well, what I would love to happen, which I don't think can happen, is I'd love to see this Swiss A330 Newark bound in New York depart, but it looks like it's just transponding but not going to make it in time for the end of the show. More realistically, we're going to see the Naples bound A321 who's now hurtling down the runway.
Good
We'll
shout,
see that
buddy.
gear up.
Got it?
Nice. And departing imminently from runway 28 is the Air Baltic Airbus 220, and that'll be off to Brussels.
Is that moving?
That is moving. 17 knots and climbing, 68 knots and climbing. So you can see how I can get caught out with this flight radar.
You're down with flight radar?
They pick up speed rather quick. Personally, Mark, although I will always default to your call, I think the next departure from runway 28 should be our final one, giving you an opportunity to go to camera if you choose.
Yeah, I'm going to do that very quickly.
Because the plane that is departing is at least the same livery and same airline as the one we arrived on, so there's a bit of poetry to that, I feel. I think it's exactly the same aircraft that we arrived on this morning.
Changing subject slightly, I'm with you then on that. So Audrey asks, what's on the food menu tonight? What do you think?
Anything Swiss, anything that I've never been to Switzerland, so I tend to ask people when we go to places that are new, what do they recommend?
That's what we did at lunch at the deli, wasn't it?
That's what I did at lunch, yeah.
What do you recommend?
Yeah, they put the person on the spot. I don't think they get asked that too much. But,
do you think it's a good thing that Les Donaldson's not working behind the counter? Because he's actually suggesting deep-fried Toblerone.
Got to give it a go, haven't you?
It probably would be incredibly tasty.
Yep. So, here we go. It's the Star Alliance. And this will be our final departure, at least from this vantage point of the day. And the official stream, of course, with the potential of some more action should the tech and the vantage point and the action.
So we are departured out now, yeah?
I don't think we're departured out, but to make our timely exit from this facility.
I'm just going to, you can't get me on that kids roundabout, can you? Because the kids keep hanging around.
It might be a behind closed doors type activity.
Special opening for me.
Yes.
You're going to request that, are you? I'm going to take my headphones off because they're making my ears sweat. I know that's a very unappealing image. How you doing, folks? I hope you've enjoyed that. It's really been a belt and braces production down here at Zurich, or up here, or whichever way you want to look at it. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed what you see. It really is quite awesome when you first see it in all its majesty, and hope we've been able to share some of that. Really sorry that we did have to stream in 720. That's not what we would normally do, but we figured it's better to do something than nothing, and then try to work with what we can probably do for the next streams. It's all a experiential journey. I'm just bobbing down to pick my notebook up and my tablet. So massive shout out to our beloved moderators. Who have I seen today? Alibi 58, Nell W, Les Donaldson, Alexandra Wood. I don't think I've seen Rab, which I'm a bit worried about him now. I think Dopey Gup's still on holiday anyway, so bye, just waving off another idle device. So thank you to everybody who watched the show, liked the show, kind of bore with us as we found a way around it. Got quite tricky with the wind strength here as well, which was an interesting thing. Quite an exposed point on this pier, brilliant as it is. And as I say, observation deck B, folks, if you are visiting Zurich, it's got to be worth a go. I'm going to do a quick bit of thank you as well, and we may have missed people, and if we have, we'll put it right, you know that. But it's been a bit of a struggle, all ends up. So I think, unless I'm much mistaken, Mohawk Scotland celebrated 3 months, and it set a theme really. We celebrated a lot of fantastic anniversaries with the channel. Brian Pounder 7 months, Nell W 16 months, Carl Shield. It said 1 month for Carl, but I'm not sure whether Carl's joined us now or he's been gifted many more times than that. DB Bassman 12 months, Scottish Linda 4 months, Michelle Johnson very kindly super chatting us. Tony Austin celebrated 12 months, Alexandra Wood 16 months, Debbie 10 months with the channel, Michelle Johnson with 15 months, as was the case for Les Donaldson, Tony McCall trumping that with 16 months, Simon E very generously super chatting us, and Sarah Louise very kindly Ko-fiing us. I can just go to the tablet, see what's what. Come on, tablet.
Don't fail me now. I think the conversation's drifting towards what dinner might be, and a lot of people trying to tempt me with a McDonald's, but I think Audrey's
they got you worked out.
Did this, so that they have, Mark. I think the suggestion from Audrey, Schnitzels mit Brat Kartoffeln, sounds maybe a little bit more locally, so that's caught my interest. But yeah, anything's up for grabs.
And so many kind words in the chat. We'll not have the time to say thank you to each. The support has been absolutely fantastic. All our friends, you know, in our company here at Zurich, it's been great. So this is what's happening. We're going to clear off, get some refreshments, work out how we're going to test from car park 6 and what we think is the view the other side. Run it for half an hour to an hour. If you want to join us when we fire it up, that's great. It won't be any sooner than 6:30 local time, so 5:30 UK time. And obviously if you're watching in other jurisdictions, you can calibrate accordingly. It's more about testing rather than a regular show, because obviously when you land somewhere like this, you don't have long to work out what you can see, what the signal's going to do for you and all that kind of malarkey. And it's just one big learning curve, whereas obviously when we go Newcastle and Edinburgh, we've got a lot of time in these locations, so we kind of know what works best and what doesn't. So I'm going to bring it to a close so we can take this down and avoid being thrown out by the otherwise incredibly excellent security people here. And hope to see you from the, it sounds almost like an espionage thing really, doesn't it? From car park 6. How will you know it's us? Well, I'll be dressed in red wearing a peak cap, but hopefully a little bit refreshed as well. So, oh shit, I can't say this right, schnitzels. I had a chicken schnitzel, well we call it a baguette in England, with some kind of sauce with it at lunchtime. It was bellissimo, absolutely superb. Eddie's, what was yours, that beef ensemble?
I was recommended a roast beef sandwich with what I assume was a more local sauce.
We'll probably do none of those things tonight, but we'll figure that out shortly. So hope to see you later, guys. We're definitely streaming Sunday 8 till around 12. Maybe it's 1 o'clock if we're streaming airside. It just depends how that goes, because there is an observation deck that is airside that gives you that. And we may yet do something ad hoc tomorrow, I just don't know. We're kind of making it up as we go along, depends on conditions, if there's anything to see. We'll be down here doing some feature filming separately to that anyway. So see you later, fantastic. If not, hope to see you Sunday. And yeah, Friday's here, enjoy the weekend. Right, I'm going to scurry the other side, we'll fade the shot out and start taking it to bits. A bit like a fairground ride being dismantled. So you've been awesome, team. See you soon. Mark and Eddie from Zurich signing off.
Have a good evening.
Bye now.